Hello, my friends, and welcome to my review of Finding Dory. This is the long-awaited sequel to 2003's Finding Nemo. I saw it in 3D, XD, almost like IMAX, but not quite, but still pretty damn cool. And this is one of the films that I was most excited to see this year. I was a huge fan of the original. It's a classic. I know it's only 13 years old, but in my opinion, it is one of the greatest Disney films ever made, one of the great Pixar films ever made, and one of the greatest animated films ever made. But I tried not to have the expectations of this one and just try and enjoy it for itself and hope that it was at least a decent film and gave us a really great reason for it to exist. I loved being back in this universe. I wanted to be back in this universe, but I also wanted a film that felt different, felt like a sequel, felt like the reason why sequels are made in the first place. So really fast, the 3D was pretty cool. I kept my glasses. I'm going to keep them on the top of my head because 3D was pretty cool, though I'd have to say if you didn't see this movie in 3D, that's okay too. I didn't feel like the entire film needed to be in 3D. There were some nice moments here and there, but overall, should you see this film? Of course you should see this film, no matter what, 2D, 3D, whatever. Finding Nemo is just a fabulous movie with great characters, wonderful emotion, beautiful animation. And so with Finding Dory, this is a sequel. It takes place a year after Finding Nemo. And this one, I'm not going to go deep into the plot. I'm just going to say that it is dealing with Dory, of course. And, of course, she forgets. She's got short-term memory loss. She's played by Ellen DeGeneres again. And then, of course, the dad is played by Albert Brooks, the great Albert Brooks. And then there's some new characters and some old characters and stuff like that throughout the film. But this is her adventure. This is her film this time. She is the star of this movie, and she's remembering her parents. And something happened. Now, we do get flashbacks. The movie begins with one of the cutest things I've ever seen on screen. And I tell you, Disney's going to sell a lot of baby Dorys. I would even buy a baby Dory, especially if it talked. Because that is the most adorable thing I think I've seen all year. Incredible. So we get a little bit of the past, but the movie, of course, leads up to where they meet Dory and Marlin, and then when they went on their adventure that we enjoyed in 2003, and now we're on to this new adventure as she looks for her parents. How was the movie? It was pretty damn amazing. I really enjoyed it. Again, wonderful animation, wonderful music by Thomas Newman, wonderful direction by Andrew Stanton. Of course, did WALL-E and Finding Nemo, and he dabbled in live action, which I don't think he did successfully, but I would like for him to... He needs another chance. I mean, he does need another chance to do live action, but I'm glad that he's back here in the animated Pixar universe. In this wonderful universe, we get some new characters, we get some new locations. This movie felt like, one, it needed to exist, and two, it felt like its own movie. Not just a sequel, not just giving us characters that we've known before and appreciate and love, but making us feel like we've got another standalone movie. This movie could stand on its own, just like Finding Nemo can stand on its own. These films, you don't really need to see the other film to appreciate the other one, but, how can you not? I mean, hand in hand, they are just so pleasant to be around. And, of course, Finding Nemo is a much better film with a better story and more emotion, but this one just had, with its storytelling, I have to say, it just had the most absurd ideas. As we meet these new characters, we meet a whale shark, and we meet a whale with a big head that can kind of, is like see far things away through whatever. I don't know what that whale's called. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fish animal guy or mammal guy, but we get to... I don't really want to give too much away as what happens to Dory in this movie, because I didn't have a clear idea of what was going on when I saw the trailers. We get to see all these characters. There's this octopus played by Ed O'Neill named Hank. I believe his name is Hank. And I see Disney selling a lot of Hanks very, very soon, because that was a great character. I could see a whole movie on Hank. I do want to mention before I forget, if you see this movie, which I imagine everyone will go watch this movie and it's going to be a huge success, but you need to stay till the very end after all of the credits. And there's some nice things to enjoy during the credits, but after the credits, there's an additional scene that I think goes on for at least 2 or 3 minutes. And in my opinion, it looks like a possible third film. That's what I'm hoping from what I saw in those final moments of the movie. And I think it's sad because and the theater was packed. It was a huge theater, of course, XD, great sound, 3D, sold out. And when they had this amazing sequence, everybody was gone. There was like me and maybe 4 or 5 other people in the theater that saw that. And I thought, wow, come on, it's Disney. You should understand now that when it comes to whatever Disney, maybe if it's not Star Wars, but when it comes to Marvel and maybe some of their animated films now, you got to stay till the very, very, very end because you get an additional scene that was pretty damn awesome and hoping it leads to a third film. Again, as I said before, the movie just gets really ridiculous, but in a very imaginative way that I was like, okay, this is maybe going too far and becoming really over the top. But since you love all these characters and you're glad to see some of them back again and then meet all these new ones, I just loved especially where this movie ended up. I don't want to say what happens in the final act, but it was really cool to see what was happening and just how absurd and silly and fun and adventurous it actually got. Now, I can understand maybe that's why it's PG, but I've seen G-rated films that have more than this film actually had, I guess, when it had subject matter. I mean, Fox and the Hound, rated G. That's some tough subject matter you see with some animals. They're dealing with, like, relationships. I don't know why this movie is rated PG. That's pretty stupid in my book. The MPAA has proved once again why they're irrelevant and unimportant. I think people should decide for themselves. They should understand that maybe, okay, that movie's not for kids, and that movie is for kids. And maybe there's something in the middle. I don't know. I don't know why the movie's rated PG. I never saw why. Again, great voice cast. Everybody adds a lot to their animated character. There is also a certain celebrity that is beloved in this movie that has a chance to lend the voice of that celebrity that I thought was very humorous and very enlightening and cool. I liked some of the commentary that it had, but it didn't try and shove some message down our throat or preach to us like a certain other Disney movie that came out a few months ago that I liked but was very heavy-handed. This one is a winner. It's a lot of fun. It has everything you want in a sequel. It didn't have to be as memorable or as emotional or as great as the original. I think it's really hard to top a movie like Finding Nemo. But this movie does a great job to give us the reason that it should exist. And I really enjoyed it. I found it to be funny, really funny. There's some parts where I really laughed out loud. There's some parts where I cried. And I'm really glad that we are back in this universe. If this is the last time, I'm okay with that. But I feel like it's not going to be the last time we are here. And I would love a sequel out of this. I don't know what they can come up with next, but they have some ideas, especially after that ending that everybody left and didn't see. That should have stayed. Anyways, that is my review of Finding Dory. I could talk about this movie forever, but I'm not going to. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. A solid, wonderful summer family movie that is for the whole family and should be rated G, in my opinion. And for that, I am going to give Finding Dory a solid 3.5 stars out of 4.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and share this video. And also, please check out these amazing movie websites. And if you enjoyed this review, please click here to subscribe to my channel, and also please check out all my recent reviews right here on YouTube. Have a great day, live film, find peace, happiness, and harmony in anything and everything you do, and I'll talk to you at my next movie review.